Students, in the next class we continue the projectile motion. As in the last class we have started the projectile motion. So projectile motion has three possibilities. In the last class we have discussed the simple case when body is projected at an angle theta with the ground like this. There may be second case in which projectile is fired horizontally from some height. Suppose you are standing at some height h from the ground and a ball is projected with initial velocity u in horizontal direction. So this is also an example of projectile motion. So there are three conditions of projectile motion. One is this: when body is projected at an angle theta with the ground. Second is body is projected horizontally from some height. And third is body is projected at an angle theta with the ground from some height. Okay, so these are the three cases which are in our syllabus of projectile motion. So in the second case we project the body from some height in horizontal direction. So student, as I told you, don't consider it motion in 2D. Okay, don't consider this as the motion in 2D. All right, so how to discuss this motion? So body is projected from B and it hits the ground at C. Okay, it hits the ground at C. So what we do, from B to C we consider along vertical direction and use the equation S is equal to ut plus half at square. So initial velocity is 0 in vertical direction. Okay, and this vertical height is y. So y is equal to half gt square. And in horizontal direction we also have discussed horizontal direction distance is equal to speed into time. In horizontal direction we do not use the equations of motion because there is no acceleration, and these equations are used for accelerated motion only. So from B to C along vertical, if I am using S is equal to ut plus half at square, then we get this x square is equal to 2u square by gy. So this is the equation of parabola. So again it is proved that path of projectile is parabola. Now next is time of flight. So student, total time is equal to this is the total time of motion. So h is the height covered. If I use h is equal to half gt square in vertical direction, so t is equal to under root 2h by g, and distance is equal to speed into time. So this will be the range. X is equal to u into t, u into under root 2h by g. Now the next case is velocity at an instant. Since there are two velocity, one in horizontal direction and second in vertical direction, so resultant velocity v is equal to under root vx square plus vy square. So vx is equal to u, okay, and vy is equal to 0 plus gt. So v is equal to under root u square plus g square t square. Okay students, now the case 3. In third case, when object is thrown from some height making an angle theta with horizontal, Now in this case there is no need to discuss in detail, only you should remember the sign convention. So students, in this case body is projected at an angle theta with initial velocity u from some height. So we simply resolve this velocity in horizontal component u cos theta, u sin theta. It hits the ground at a distance x. So we can simply write the equations along horizontal x is equal to u cos theta into t, and along vertical s is equal to ut plus half gt square. So minus h is equal to u sin theta minus half gt square. So we can solve these equations for finding any of the variable. It may be displacement or velocity or time or anything, we can do it. So this is how we have completed the projectile motion. Now next kind of motion, I told you there are two types of motion which we have to discuss in this chapter. One is the projectile motion and second is the circular motion, students. So next type of motion is uniform circular motion. So there are two examples of motion in a plane or motion in two dimension. One is the projectile motion, which we have already discussed in detail, and next type of motion, which is an example of motion in 2D, is uniform circular motion. So student, uniform circular motion means if a body moves in a circular path with constant speed. Uniform means constant speed. If a body is moving with constant speed, so it generally happens in horizontal circle. Horizontal circle means in horizontal plane. So merry-go-round, I can give the example of merry-go-round. Or if you are running on a circular track, with the constant speed, then that motion will be uniform circular motion. Okay, in uniform circular motion, speed remains constant and direction of motion changes, which is along the tangent. Suppose here direction of motion, velocity is in this direction, at this point it is in this direction, at this point this is in. So since direction of motion changes or velocity changes, therefore there is an acceleration. So this is an example of uniformly accelerated motion. So students, when a body moves along a circular path, it is not necessary to complete the circle. If there are some portion of a circle, body moves along some portion of a circle, then also it will be a circular motion. The condition is, in uniform circular motion, the condition is the speed should remain constant. So when a body moves along a circular path with uniform speed, then its motion is called uniform circular motion. In this motion, speed remains constant, but direction of motion changes every time continuously, and at any time it is along the tangent. So velocity changes and acceleration is produced, and hence this is an example of uniformly accelerated motion. Now I explain you the analogy of this type of motion. So suppose this is a circle, body is moving in this circle. So we consider a point P where velocity is v1 along the tangent. The position vector of this point is r1, and after time t or delta t time के बाद the particle goes to q. So position vector changes from r1 to r2, and displacement vector delta r can be written r2 minus r1 final minus initial. Okay, and during this time velocity changes from v1 to v2, which is still along the tangent. So students, we have to find the expression for centripetal acceleration. I mean, we want to see in this circular motion, uniform circular motion, what is the direction of acceleration, in which direction acceleration is, and what is the value of this acceleration. Okay student, so students, suppose I have written here, and if to I am explaining here only in the diagram only, acceleration is delta v by delta t. Can you define the acceleration? In class 9th or in the previous chapter, we have defined acceleration is equal to delta v by delta t, change in velocity upon time interval. So from P to Q, velocity is changing from v1 to v2. So in this diagram, I have shown that this v1 vector and v2 vector are making an angle delta theta. Okay, so I can draw my delta v vector as v2 minus v1. So important point in this is, student, since position vector and velocity vector are perpendicular, position vector and because radius, position vector is along the radius, velocity vector is along the tangent, radius and tangent are perpendicular to each other. Since position vector and velocity vector are perpendicular to each other, therefore change in position delta r and delta v will also be perpendicular to each other. So if we use this condition of their perpendicularity, the change in velocity is along the रेडियस एंड टूवर्ड्स द सेंटर. सो स्टूडेंट्स, ये जो वेलोसिटी चेंज है ये सेंटर की तरफ होता है, और एक्सेलरेशन की डायरेक्शन भी उधर ही होती है जिधर वेलोसिटी चेंज होती है. So direction of acceleration is towards the center. Very important, students, please remember, in uniform circular motion the acceleration is along the radius and towards the center. So this acceleration is called centripetal acceleration, and in the next chapter we will study the force in circular motion. Since the acceleration is centripetal acceleration, so force is centripetal force. So it is very important, in order to move an object in a circle, then what is required? Centripetal force is required. So we have to see from where this centripetal force is coming. So we are going to drive a formula for centripetal acceleration. So I have written this PQ is equal to R2 minus R1 delta R delta V V2 minus V1. So students, how to drive? Suppose a particle starts from P with position vector r1 and velocity vector v1. In time t it reaches to q. Since r and v are always perpendicular, so delta r and delta v will also be perpendicular to each other. okay, perpendicular to each other. So this acceleration is towards the center called centripetal acceleration, already solved. So there are two triangles, one is the triangle in a circle and other is the triangle outside the circle. So triangle OPQ and O dash P dash Q dash are similar. So delta R by R is equal to delta V by V. So delta V is equal to V into delta R by R. So AC is equal to delta V by delta T. So if we use the limits delta V by delta T, so we can write this delta V is equal to from this equation. So delta R upon R, delta R upon delta T is equal to V, and if we remove the limits we get V into V by R, that is V square by R. So this is the equation for acceleration. This R omega square I will discuss later on. Okay, so acceleration formula is V square by R. So this is the formula for centripetal acceleration in uniform circular motion, and you know F is equal to ma, Newton's second law. So Fc means centripetal force, C means centripetal force, and MAC means centripetal acceleration. So Fc is equal to mv square by R. So students, another thing in this chapter we need to discuss is the angular velocity, because you know in uniform circular motion when body is in the motion, body covers two distances. Suppose the body is moving along this circular path from A to B, covers angle theta in time t. So you can see students, when body moves from A to B, it covers distance along a circle and also covers some angular. So there is some angular displacement in body while moving from A to B. Okay, so this angular distance is covered with some other velocity. That velocity is called the angular velocity, right? So in uniform circular motion, body also covers angular distance. So this angular distance or angular displacement per unit time is called the angular velocity. So angular displacement is vector if it is small, and it is a scalar if it is large. So symbol is omega. This is different symbol. This is not W, this is omega, Greek letter omega, and we place arrow over it. It represents that it is a vector. Its direction is along the direction of delta theta. So omega is equal to delta theta by delta t, or it is also written as theta by t. Means suppose in time t, angular distance covered theta, in unit time it is theta by t. So this is only angular displacement. So students, this angular velocity, which is angular displacement per unit time, and linear velocity are related. So first I can write this angular velocity in different form. Omega is equal to delta theta by delta t, or d theta by dt, or omega is equal to theta by t. If there is one revolution, you can easily understand in one revolution there is angle theta is equal to 2 pi, and the time of one revolution is called time period, t is equal to t. So omega is also written as 2 pi by t, or 1 upon t is equal to nu. So omega is equal to 2 pi nu radian per second. Now students, very important relation, linear velocity v and angular velocity omega के relation का formula. So what is this? You know this omega is equal to theta by t, and if a body covers angle theta in distance r radius, so angle arc and radius are related as angle is equal to arc upon radius. So if we write this theta is equal to here in omega, so omega is equal to s upon rt, and s upon t is the distance upon time, this is the speed. So this omega is equal to v by r, or v is equal to r omega. Very important relation. This is relation between linear velocity v and angular velocity omega in uniform circular motion. V is equal to r omega. So the centripetal acceleration formula which we have derived, AC is equal to v square by r, can also be written as r omega, because if we write v is equal to r omega and omega is equal to 2 pi, no, so these are the different forms of centripetal acceleration. So students, now we have covered this chapter motion in 2D complete. In the next class we will discuss some numerical, some questions based on it. So you can try all the questions, your homework of NCERT exercise. In case of doubt you can ask. Okay, thank you and thank you so much.